go into that area because nobody wants to come forward and say anything. And that just says a lot about the community because they're in fear. They're in fear of their own safety as well. You know, so there's a lot of work that needs doing in me for personally. I don't know if it's going to come in your questions, but Rylands is hard to reach as a community, and there's a lot of walls that need breaking down. And you know, I was talking to somebody else of the police force, and they were also saying about how it's hard to work with the traveller community, to the point of that they feel they won't, but they feel almost disengaged. They don't want to work with them because it's disheartening to work with them. You know, you're not getting nowhere with them, and I fear that Rylands could possibly even end up being the same situation, you know, and that's because of lack of engagement. But that's not, I wouldn't say it's any fault of their own. It's just that services haven't strategically looked at that area and how to develop it and how to work through that area. And what's going to happen, there's always one, when you have all the communities, there's always one that sort of falls down from that balance. The traveller community, they're falling down, but I think through education, their own curriculum now, they're getting highlighted and they're going to get brought up. Rylands is going to fall, and I don't know, I can't see how much work constructively is being done with those community.
That's powerful, man. I mean, you echo what I think and probably what a lot of other people think, and it's one of the primary reasons why this project was set up, was to discover exactly what you said. I mean, I was particularly interested in when you said to me about one of the Ridge young men who was anti-everything, and just by showing them some media, how that young person was. Explain a little bit more about that.
That person, you know, was working on the Ridge, and when I first went off, he was a bit offish working with me. He was a bit hesitant to work with me, and I thought that was just because I knew, and that was the first time I'd experienced that. And then I thought to myself, well, let me just go and work with him, go chat to this person. Got chatting to this person through a conversation, found out this person he's against, he's homophobic, he's got racist tendencies, he doesn't like anybody coming in the community. He's got all of this baggage with him. And this individual is like, I'm working with them and talking to him. I said, how do you feel about me? And he was a bit, well, you're okay kind of thing. But I think that when I'm not there, you might have a different view. So we brought down barriers through talking and through conversation, talking about what is it that you don't like about him, what do you like about him. So I asked him if he would be interested in getting involved in this video project, getting himself to talk about the different communities if you don't like him. So he said, yeah, he would be involved, I'd be too involved. And we worked through him, and what we did, we gave him a set of questions, asked him a few questions, challenged him on a few things. How would you feel? And through media, what happened is we showed him one of the videos of Stronger Than Fear, and we showed him the video. It was a group of Asian young people, and one of them had been beaten up, and it was the sense of, I don't feel like I go out after he'd been beaten up, this young Asian person in this video. Couldn't go out, too scared to go out, everybody was white, and that was one of the things that this young person picked up on. Because what I did with the video is I stopped it and I said to the person, imagine you wake up in the morning, you're an Asian person, your family's Asian, you go down, you have your breakfast, and you wake up, you go to school. On the way to school, I showed her the video, this happens. Then this young person on this video gets beaten up. I stopped the video and I says, so what would you do now? How would you feel? I asked him how you feel. I wouldn't come out of my house. The next section of the video shows this young person not coming out of the house. Exactly what happened. So I said to him, I linked your feeling. You understood what this person was going through because I put yourself in their shoes. And that person was like, yeah, you're right now, you're right. And his whole opinion changed because all his thought patterns and all his process of steam were coming off his head. And it was like, he was just thinking about it, he was enthused by it. And it was just the power of that media. Then it really linked with something within him. And what happened then is he said that it's the history in the schools that are telling us negative images. They're telling us this and it's wrong. And then he even went on to the black slaves and he was saying to me, the black slaves, they're not just slaves, I bet they were more than this. And I'm like, where did you get this from? And it's something that I've been struggling to get across academically to people who are in university. They can't understand it. You are a school child coming out with something that should be recognised nationally. And it was just brilliant, and it just shows a lot about how that young person can link with something or some sort of an oppression of their own, or understand some sort of oppression and how it could be possibly better addressed as well. And he was saying about the school curriculum, and it was the negative media if we worked together with different communities, we'd have a better understanding of them, and that was the key for me.